Hey guys, happy weekend. I am currently down on the Swanee River. We are spring hopping the Florida Springs and just checking out some wonderful different springs in the area. This is actually the area that I grew up. Well, I spent my childhood here, and then we're just having a fantastic time with our family right now. But I closed an estimate while I was on vacation that the gentleman had originally declined, and I wanted to share with you in this video the process for how that worked, because a lot of times we will get an estimate and we'll send it over to the client, and then they'll say that's too much money, or they don't even respond because it was too much money. But I actually called this gentleman and I said, hey, this is what your price is for your sod project. And I had that conversation on the phone with him, and he said, hey, that was more than I was expecting to spend. And a lot of times we have this tendency to send the estimate, they don't reply, we don't follow up, or we send the estimate and they say, oh, that's more than I wanted to spend. It's a very, very simple thing that you can do, and I'm going to share with you what that is. First, I want to show you in this video how I measured it up, and this is one of the keys to being able to do this.
One of the most challenging things to measure as a landscaper is patch jobs, patch sod jobs, because there's never really clean lines. You always have these weird curves. You have all these like swoops, and it's just very, very difficult to get accurate measurements. Moser has actually fixed that entire problem. With this simple little sod job, typically I would eyeball this and say, hey, I think I need maybe a pallet and a half, but I'm gonna go ahead and order 2 pallets just to make sure I'm good. But with this, there's no guesswork. I can get exactly the square footage, and Moser 2 Pro does all the work for me. Okay, so this area actually measured exactly 450 square foot. So I actually buy centipede sod on 450 square foot pallets. So that's going to perfectly cover this area. And again, that's a perfect example where I would have originally looked at this and said, I probably need a pallet and a half, and I would have ordered another pallet, which I didn't need. So this area I know for sure is good with 1 pallet of sod. Let's go check one more other area. All right, now we're going to do the same thing over here on the left side of the drive. This is a really weird triangle situation over here. And if you remember math from high school, the area of a triangle, let's see if I get this right. Area equals 1/2 base times height. I think that's what it is. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no need to have to remember geometry and how to figure out the area of a triangle or half moons or circles. There's no need to remember all that. Moser 2 Pro solves all those problems for you, so you can get accurate estimates on your square footage. All right, we're gonna bring it right back to where we started from. Very important to start and stop at the exact same spot. And I'm pretty dang close. So this area over here is gonna take 3 pallets of sod. So I know for sure 1 over there, for sure 3 over on this side. That gives me 4 pallets of sod. And in the past, I would have ordered 5 to make sure I had enough. But I know we're gonna be right on the money with 4 pallets of sod. And it's just another example of how Moser 2 Pro saves your clients money and puts more money in your pocket. There is always a link in my video descriptions for you to save a little bit of money. I'm a firm believer in this product. Every landscaper should have one.
Okay, so we've got very accurate measurements, and that is key, okay? So I talked to this client and I said, hey, this is the price to do this much sod. I think it was like $3,000 or $2,900 originally. He said, hey, that was more than I was wanting to spend. But since I had him on the phone, and it's not like I just sent the estimate over there and then just was waiting for a reply, I was able to talk to him, all right? And I had the numbers right there in front of me. So I said, Mr. Patrick, like, what you're asking for costs this amount of money. I have already priced this work very aggressively, okay? But if you tell me what your budget is, we can do the absolute best job possible and make it look way better with that budget. Now, I actually got this from my home builder. Whenever we built our home a couple years ago, I learned a lot during that process. I wanted things in my home that we didn't have the budget for, like everybody does. But what he would tell me is, he would say, I understand you want your back porch to look like this, but we don't have the budget to do that. And it's not like we can't have a back porch. We got to have a back porch, right? But he said, we need to make the best back porch possible with the budget that you have set. And he did this multiple times throughout our home build. It didn't matter what it was. Sometimes we had the budget to do certain things. Other times we didn't. But he always offered solutions for the budget we had set. And I have applied that mentality to a lot of things in my lawn business since then. I no longer tell the client, this is the price, it is what it is, and if you can't afford it, then we just can't do the job. No, like, we missed out on so many sales because I operated that way for a long time. And I think all of us as business owners have probably done something to that similar in the past, or maybe we still do that. And I want to tell you that if you will shift that and start saying, hey, I want to give you the most value possible with the budget that you have set. If you start doing that, you would be shocked at how many estimates you close. And the thing is, it's not like you're losing out on money. It's not like I'm losing out on money, because what's happening is my margins are still intact. We are going to reduce the area that we are laying sod. We are reducing the topsoil. We are reducing the amount of prep work and tear out. We are reducing the amount of materials cost in the sod itself. So my margins are still intact for the job that we do. So again, we'll be doing a job that's very profitable. It's not as big of a job, but it's a job that I'm still excited about. So as you're out doing estimates, keep in mind, it's not just send the estimate and then that's it. If they can't afford it, they can't afford it. Always ask the question after you do the estimate. If they balk at the price, or if they don't follow up with you, you've got to respond with a phone call and follow up and start asking questions. And then if you say, hey, I realized that it was out of the budget of what you had said, tell me what your budget is. I can do a good job. We can make adjustments to this. I learned that trick from my builder, and wanted to share it with you guys because it has helped me close. It's helped me close, a tremendous amount of estimates by just following up and asking questions as to what your budget is, and we're going to do the best job possible with the budget you've set. All right, we're going to get back to doing some spring hopping today. It is sweltering hot in Florida right now. I'll tell you what, these springs, they are ice cold, and we are certainly enjoying them right now. So we're going to go and enjoy this time, get refreshed. We're going to be back Monday, hitting it hard just like the rest of y'all. Y'all have a great weekend. See you in the next one.